So it happened. My husband Ryan was exposed to COVID-19. I personally feel really silly saying that because I never felt worried. I never thought we'd get sick foolishly. But yeah, not really going to share details of how, where, who, but they were in close proximity for several hours. The other person showed no symptoms, and my husband currently is not. So, after reporting it to our employer, they're not sending him home. They're not going to monitor him. They're not going to do anything. They told him, if you have no symptoms, you're welcome to stay. His immediate supervisor told him, it's probably a good idea if you work from home starting tomorrow. But in the meantime, he is still going to be on the floor interacting with people, in proximity with people. Tell me something. Tell me something. This can't be the only time this is happening. This can't be the first person who's been exposed or who has been sick and is allowed to mingle with other people, whether it's at work or recreational. This can't be the first time. This can't be isolated. So explain to me why we're taking social distancing measures. Explain to me why masks have been mandated if someone can be exposed to this allegedly life-threatening illness. And yes, for people immunocompromised, elderly, there are risk categories, and they are more susceptible to getting sick and potentially dying. I completely understand the danger. For a relatively healthy person, I don't see my husband being in any danger, whether he actually contracts it or not. That isn't my point. My point is that if he is now carrying it, he is now in contact with a bunch of other people who don't even know it. They can't even take any extra precautions because they don't even know about it. The employer, I was under the impression the employer was supposed to send the infected or suspected person home. Then they're supposed to notify everyone else and get them out of the area and disinfect everything. The person who is suspected to be sick, I was under the impression that they were supposed to be quarantined for like a week or two, maybe more, depending on how severe. It doesn't sound like anything is really happening to the affected individual whom we were in contact with. I am not understanding at all. I'm not. I don't think that the protocol is ridiculous at all. If you honestly think that this is a pandemic and it's something that's going to affect the majority of the country, yes, please take your precautions to protect us. What I find ridiculous about this is the inconsistent handling and the mishandling, the constant misinformation. It's, how can my governor tell me one thing and then my employer does the complete opposite? Does the governor not supersede my piddly little employer? Are they not government regulated? I just want someone to explain to me why, if there's a mandate out there saying that when I walk out the front door of my house I have to have a mask on. I'm aware that's exaggerated, but for the purposes of my rant, I need to have a mask on outside my house. And really, according to the Wisconsin state mandate that Tony Evers put out, other people in my house need to wear a mask if they don't live here. I need to wear a mask just to visit my mother. The person who we were in contact with, we weren't wearing masks when we were around them. That is our personal choice. And yes, it is our personal consequence. We're accepting the consequence. What I'm not accepting is the fact that my husband is going to be around people at his job. The people on his team don't know. They don't have adequate preparations because you don't expect to walk into your workplace and have someone freely roaming who could have this severe illness. I'm just absolutely baffled. I'm floored. I'm peeved. I'm incredibly annoyed and irritated. I mean, if you couldn't tell, I am just I'm fed up with this corona crap. I'm fed up with it. I don't get it. I'm sick of masks and I'm sick of social distancing. I am sick of stickers on the floor at all of my stores. I'm just fed up with it. And this is kind of the last straw. Friends, for real. Just wash your hands. It's not that hard. Wear a mask. It's not that hard. I don't like wearing one or anything. But also, if your employer suspects that you're sick or you actually are exposed or you are sick, please, for the love of Pete and all that is holy, literally for the love of all that is holy, ask them if there is a way for you to work from home, if there is a way for you to take some time off. I'm not asking you to get COVID tested. It looks painful and gross, so that count me out. But if there is any possible way for you to isolate yourself from other people and prevent other people from getting sick, it's kind of your responsibility as a human being. That's all I have to say.